Hello and welcome to a revised version of this video. The first version didn't go particularly well, forgetting to install the actual driver. So anyway, once we get started, we're just going to go into Google and type in Fanatec, and then once that comes up, we're going to go straight to the download section. So once that's loaded up, we're just going to go into the products, and we're going to select the Club Sport wheelbase version 2.5. And as soon as that's loaded, we're going to come down into the download section, and you're going to need to choose which operating system you're using. I'm using a 32-bit operating system. Most PCs will generally run on the 64-bit, but just check in your system's operating section of your PC and make sure you choose the right one. My little netbook is super slow, but as you can see, it's just downloading in the bottom corner. I'm just going to select, as soon as it's finished downloading, we're going to want to open that. And if your PC is super fast and it just downloads pretty much instantly, just remember just to give it a double click and open that up so we can start actually installing the driver. So any of the menus that just come up, we're just going to click run or continue, and everything's just going to move through nice and simply. Now, as you can see, my little netbook here is not the most powerful of machines, and I've tried to skip through a few of the slower sections while it's taking its time to download, but as you can see, we sort of eventually get there and things start to move along. So without trying to bore you too much watching this thing load at tortoise speed, I'll just skip ahead a little bit and we'll carry on. So finishing there, I would recommend just restarting and clicking yes here. I chose to choose no because I was going to do something else. Anyway, I've restarted the PC now, and I'm just firing up my wheel, letting it go through its cycle. And as you can see, as it comes to its finish here, it's using the 474 and the 25 version of the wheelbase. So to transfer it into PC mode, you're going to want to press the N button and the Y button at the same time, and that'll change to a red ring around the start button rather than having the usual green one. Then we're going to open up the Fanatec software, and I always choose the bottom selection here, I don't know why, but then we're going to enter into properties. So as soon as that's loaded up, you can see that it instantly recognises that there is firmware available to update, and just go ahead and click yes. So from there you'll see that we've gone into bootloader mode now, which is usually the little flashing lower quarter in blue, and then the software is detected. We're just going to click connect, and then we're just going to flash the firmware, having already downloaded the driver and restarted the PC. So that'll download pretty quickly. I've only skipped it just to save the video, but it's usually fairly quick. And then as you can see, the wheel just starts to go through its load up cycle, and you'll obviously end up needing to recalibrate the wheel. So you can see the new wheelbase software 6 to 8, and just centering the wheel and then pressing the tuning button in the center, and then simultaneously on the D-pad and the Xbox button at exactly the same time. And then we're going to need to go through calibrating all the gears. So as you can see, put the gear in neutral and press the P button, and it'll cycle through all the gears, asking you on the screen again just to select the reverse, press the P button, then first, press the P button, and so on all the way through the gears up to 7th gear. So as we come to the end and just wrapping things up there, finishing 7th gear, that's you pretty much done and dusted. but numerous people had mentioned that it's worth just closing the software down and going back into the software and seeing if the wheel or any wheel that you're using actually asks for its own update. So that's what I'm going to do here, and just power down the wheel and plug everything back in the way you had it before, put it back into PC mode, and just start the software again, go into the properties. And as you can see straight away, it says that the driver includes a new CSL Elite steering wheel. So it's got a new update of its own, which will allow the new steering wheel to function much better. So let's go ahead and click on the OK button, and we'll start the update for the actual wheel itself. And as you can see, it's got a slightly different one, this, with like a yellow circle with the blue sort of going round in a clockwise motion, just as they install the new driver software. So there's nothing that I've installed from Fanatec. This is doing it all on its own, downloading the driver as if you just plugged in a new USB really. And then from there we're just going to flash the firmware and it'll perform its update. So as you can see, everything just launches itself automatically. Just going to go through and click connect, and it says the CSL Elite McLaren GT3 new version, and again just flash the firmware. It's downloaded everything, and that downloads pretty quickly, I think, even for my ancient little netbook. So as you can no doubt hear in the background, the wheels started to reboot itself, and this time it doesn't actually need recalibrating. As you can see, the new ST wheel firmware 30 is installed rather than it being 25. And now I'm just going to finish things off. Unplug everything from the PC, plug everything back into my Xbox, and just make sure everything fires up nicely. Yeah, here we go. Fire it up. This is the final check. Everything's working perfectly. So 628 on the wheelbase, 18 on the wheel con, and the ST wheel is 30. And then as you can see, it just fires up the Xbox all on its own, and everything's working perfectly. So hopefully I'll be back in a few weeks' time with all the new force feedback settings for Project Cars 2. Unfortunately, I've suffered a bit of an old back injury, so it might be a few weeks before I'm back in the seat again. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and thanks to all my subscribers for sticking with us and building this little channel bit by bit. All your comments are I really do enjoy every comment that anyone leaves. So if you've got anything you want to chuck in there, please do so. Until next time, ciao for now.